Hey everybody, it's the head coaches. We are together in a video.
Shocker.
It's a rare sight, but we are scheduled to talk about a new cycle because one is happening, and we learned some things about ourselves and about the program last cycle. So we figured it will inform what we're about to do over the next 6 weeks, and we need to tell you about it. So let's do that. Beginning, I think, with what the weightlifting schedule is going to look like. So, Laura, do you want to talk about that?
Yes. So last cycle we did something kind of new with the way we were measuring what we were lifting. We did our strength cycle. So we kind of boiled it down. We did our front squats, we did our strict presses, and we did our pull-up strength. So we thought that went really, really well. So we're going to continue flip-flopping cycles. So last cycle was our powerlifting kind of thing. This cycle will be Olympic weightlifting, but you are going to see that it'll still be the same way of measurement for weight lifted. So we're still going to do our for Monday, for instance, squat, clean, split jerk, but it's going to be 5-5, 3-3-1-1. And each week, again, we're going to give you the chance to do that however you would like to. So we're just looking for an overall increase in the weight lifted every week. So we'll do that for Mondays, and then on Fridays we'll snatch, same thing. It'll be breaking it down 5-5, or no, I think it's 3-3, but regardless, it's going to be overall weight lifted. We're looking for increments that way. And then next cycle we'll go back to our power lifts and our strength development. So you can kind of expect that. And then on the flip side, for CrossFit weightlifting, we're actually going to go a little bit different. You're going to see some overhead squats. You're going to see deadlifts. You're going to see power cleans. You're going to see hang squat cleans. So we're going to break it down and dial back a little bit. Since we're doing Olympic lifting in CrossFit class, we'll take a step back and do just the pieces that are needed. So that's why we're doing overhead squat. We'll go back to regular deadlift. So, but again, overall weight lifted, go by how you're feeling, and that'll be how it looks. That's all.
So, bottom line, in case you're new, or in case we weren't explicit enough in saying so, what we like right now, this is the flavor of the day, is that a cycle of 6 weeks is about power lifts, for a 6 week span, and then the next 6 weeks, not counting the reset week, we go to Ollie lifts. So if you're somebody who's missed the more dynamic lifts, the barbell stuff, then this cycle is for you. We think this kind of covers it for everybody. It allows us to get strong, and then we can take that strength that we've gained and port it over. Basically has a little bit of a skill transfer over to, or in this case, strength transfer over to the Ollie lifts. Now, what are Wednesdays going to look like? If Monday's going to be basically clean and jerk, can they touch and go on those clean and jerk, or is that a...
They can. Probably don't want to.
Good. Just joking. So if Monday is clean and jerk, specifically squat clean and split jerk,
yes.
Friday is snatch, you get those in. Wednesday, we kind of liked what we did. We saw a lot of pull-up gains. At least we've heard about pull-up gains.
Yeah.
We haven't really, the irony of it is we haven't really given you a ton of opportunity to show it, right? We haven't given you opportunity to show it outside of the strict pull-ups. And so excited. Well, Helen was a good example of it, but Murph was in there too. But in general, pulling cycle worked really well. So we figure, let's do a pushing cycle. There's pulls, there's push, and pushing lends itself well to gymnastics as well. So while we were doing some strength that was strict pull-up centric, it also had some bicep stuff in it, because biceps are pullers. On the other hand, what we're about to do is pushing strength. So while we're going to do I didn't say this yet, while it is in the service of handstand push-ups, which is really what we want to aim towards as a skill, we're going to have some other things in it as well, involving, say, the triceps, which are the pushers. If biceps are the pullers, triceps are the pushers. So this cycle is going to have a little bit of tricep bodybuilding, strength building in it. Some being more upside down if you're comfortable with that work. Some pressing in the vertical plane, like what you need for handstand push-ups, but at the same time, we know that all handstand push-up is based on or has a basis in front pushing, like push-ups. So there's going to be some push-up stuff too, because well, not even just because, we saw a little bit of that last week, didn't we? We did a little bit of like a bodybuilding type of day on Wednesday just to do a bunch of push-ups. Let's just start this week, this Wednesday. It's going to be kind of like a introduction to overhead strength for handstand push-ups, and then gradually as we go across these weeks, we'll have a little bit more of a you'll know where you fall. Like this week won't have a group A, group B, group C, but you can kind of think of it as always have to rely on the strict stuff. So you can think of the groupings as, or the way that we would modify things as, do I have a strict handstand push-up? Am I someone who has no strict handstand push-ups? Am I someone who has 1 to 5 strict handstand push-ups reliably? And am I somebody who can do more than that? It's probably better to think of it not even as 1 to 5. It's probably more likely to have people who are either no handstand push-ups strict, 1 handstand push-up strict, or 1 plus. That's probably a better way to think of it. It's a very difficult thing to do. So we'll figure it all out together. Pressing, pushing, and tricep cycle. All getting that thing and putting it away from our body. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's the strength, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mm-hmm. What about the CrossFit? What about the WODs, the metabolic conditioners? Well, it's good. Just every time we'll just say, well, it's going to be CrossFit. Couplets, triplets, some other things. But bottom line is we really enjoyed the fact that Tuesdays were reserved for longer workouts. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to continue to do that. I know some of them are harder than others, but the bottom line is we feel like it's a good day to get creative. And so we'll continue to do that. Wednesdays, we're going to dial back the EMOMs a little bit. I just think that they're a little bit restrictive and we have some other things that we feel like we need to get to. Will EMOMs still be in play? Yes. Will they only usually happen on Wednesdays? Yes. Are we going to do an EMOM this week? No. Thursdays. We are not training for a 5K. Murph's not happening anytime soon. So it doesn't mean we shouldn't be running distances. It just means that let's be a little bit more creative. Let's open up the floodgates of creativity on Thursdays. I really like the idea of threshold Thursdays. Mm-hmm. And so Thursdays will continue to be a little bit more of that, except for the last time we did threshold Thursdays, it was the dead of winter. So we were not doing, well, it was maybe early spring, but still kind of cold. We weren't going outside. So this time around, Threshold Thursdays, if we want to call it that, we can certainly use those days for other more distancy types of things. But for now, Threshold Thursdays will involve some running a little bit more. For example, this week is going to have shuttle runs in it. We were previously doing them a lot on Tuesdays, but they fit really nicely into the idea of threshold training. So things like that. We do need to do some distance running while it's still nice out. I could see some buy-ins and some cash outs of like an 800-meter run. Maybe a mile thrown in there every once in a while. Maybe only on Saturdays. We'll see. But for the most part, you can expect a lot more creativity on Thursdays. And if the long distance running stuff was not your cup of tea, then good news. You can start coming on Thursdays again.
Cherry pickers.
Yeah. And that just means, we're really talking about the special days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So what does that leave open? Mondays and Fridays. Guess what it's going to be? Intense CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's going to be CrossFit. High intensity functional movements performed at high intensity. We already said that.
Constantly varied.
Yes, it will be constantly varied. It will be, what's the phrase that Pat uses? Varied, not random.
Yes, very true. A lot of thought into this.
Yeah, so that's the new cycle. 10-minute video. You want to talk for 30 more seconds and get it all the way up to 10? What else did we miss?
Oh, good job, everybody.
Good job. Good job, everyone. Well, that is a good thing to bring up. I mean, I think, honestly, especially with the reset week that we had, we threw a lot of difficult stuff at you guys last cycle, especially the pull stuff. Mm-hmm. That was new for us, and I want to just really thank everybody for A, sticking with it, and B, showing the progress that you did and really committing to it. We were having huge attendance on Wednesdays, so we're hoping to get the same thing on well, every day, but but for these Wednesdays going forward, and hopefully you missed the barbell enough to want to be there from Mondays and Fridays as well.
We appreciate you guys trusting us, like trusting the little bit of a change in the way that we program right now, switching up Tuesdays, taking away that strength day. So thank you for trusting us and going with it, and the way we're switching up strength. So
something for everyone.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be 11 minutes now. All right, post this to both Beyond the Whiteboard and YouTube, and then I guess furthermore onto Facebook. We'll see. Enjoy their week. Should be a good first opening salvo of the new cycle. Bye.